Tarot this morning to redo Cancer's reading because the audio was all messed up. I'll make a few channel announcements while you all join me, and I did try to fix the chat box so you all can see the chat, but we'll test that in a little bit. So I do want to make a few announcements. If you'd like a personal reading from me where you want me to go over the synastry, because I am predominantly an astrologist, but the tarot is part of my journey and the tarot heavily ties into astrology, then do find me at psychicschool.com. I'm Madeline. Right now we're going to get into the heart of the matter for you, Cancer. We're redoing your reading because the audio was a little messed up before, so I hope Miss Nini will join us because she's one of my subscribers on YouTube and a Cancer, and she's the one who convinced me to skip ahead and do Cancer the other day. So hopefully she'll be able to join us for this. And yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, I do recommend that you subscribe to the Rotation 411 Astrology channel because that's where I do the pre-recorded videos, like the big 144 series where I cover all of the sun, moon, and rising combinations. And but I will be doing the celebrity live stream to Twitch and the general tarot reading, so do follow there as well if you would like. For you, Cancer, for the heart of the matter, for my single Cancers, this is timeless, but if it applies to you for June, then so be it. When you pass from this world, and through July, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. So, I don't feel like Cancer, like you're a very, materialistic type of person, unless maybe you have that in your chart somewhere else, but yeah, it's just, I guess it's telling you to put into perspective what's important for you. Those you love as a Cancer, you tend to be very family oriented. So I just feel like this is very rooted. And I'm not necessarily getting any clear message yet, but that's what we're going to look into now in the Gilded Tarot, and then we'll clarify with the Everyday Witch Tarot. So let's see. I hope I'm loud enough for you guys. I can blast it up, but then it peaks, so I worry I'll be too loud. All right. We're going to be doing a horseshoe spread today. That's what I've been doing through this series, and I really like it. I might actually keep it over I do the Celtic cross primarily, but I like the horseshoe for the live tarot readings, the general. So what are the past influences affecting the Cancers? Cancer, Sun, and Ascendants, that I don't feel the moon would generally resonate, but if it does, all the better. Moon is the ruler of Cancer, so it is a possibility that would resonate more for you, Cancers. But what is going on for the past influences in regards to my single Cancerian's love life? Present time. We do have the Magician, so some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. The Five of Wands in reverse. So I feel like you guys have let go of any past conflicts, or you're trying to. We're definitely going to pull a clarifier, but there was some sort of conflict in the past. Maybe there was a resolution even with the Five of Wands in reverse. It could have been other people were pulling you in different directions. But I do feel like this is a season of peace, especially with what we got here. When you move from this world, you take nothing with you besides your memories and those you love. So I feel like you're trying not to look at any, dark memories from the past and just move forward, but we'll get into it a little more. What is the present issue for my Cancers, my single Cancers? Cancerians? I like Cancerian better. What is we have the Empress here, so some of you, you could be in a very loving, mothering, nurturing energy, which is very Cancerian. But also, you could be birthing something. Something could be coming into fruition for you. Could be a new relationship. Obviously, this is a love reading, and Nine of Pentacles. So those of you that are very single, you're very solid in yourself. I'm feeling a very secure energy from you emotionally, especially my Cancers. I'm going to go ahead and pull for the present time. We have the King of Pentacles. So a lot of you could be dealing with a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, which wouldn't be unusual for a Cancer, as water and earth do go together. As a present issue, some of you could be, I don't feel as much of an authority figure as, say, the King of Swords, but it could be a fatherly figure, or even, this is a singles read. Some of you, I feel like you have a husband, or maybe you're even dealing with somebody else's husband. It could be a father-in-law, some sort of very strong, grounded, stagnant and unmoving, unwavering energy that provides security but also could be a little bit stubborn, I feel is a part of the issue of your present issue. So if you're just totally single, it could be your own father's influence that, is affecting your love life presently. And over this, we have the devil. So for a lot of you, I do feel like it's a Capricorn very strongly. And Capricorn is the opposite of Cancer. So you do find these two together, whether it be in the Venus signs, in the moon signs, or in the sun signs. So the devil also talks about, a lot of you, this could be work, career. You could have a boss that sort of consumes your life or makes it hard for you to have your own personal life or your own love life. Or you could be just so focused on career and making your own money present time that you may not even really have time for love, or some of you could be dealing with a workplace affair or, somebody that you like in the workplace. Now, I did go ahead and pick this up, so I'm going to pull it. We have future developments, Knight of Wands. So I don't feel like anybody's going to be making any moves anytime soon in regards to this situation, whether it's, some sort of other figure that's standing in the way, some sort of really strong figure, or it's, you being really focused on work and not really, if somebody's hitting you up, say for a booty call or something, you're like, nah, I'm not interested. Knight of Wands reversed. You're not really interested in having any kind of flings. You want security. That's a big thing here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Devil. You're looking for security, or you're so secure that, you just aren't going to entertain anything that's fleeting or, some Casanova that's going to sweep you off your feet. You're going to see right through that. And that's, so in the coming days and weeks, I feel like you're going to stay in that solid energy. You're not going to be deterred or, thrown off course or distracted very easily. The energy is there, so there could be temptations, there could be offers, but I don't see you taking the bait. So as far as what is the advice, now we are going to pull some clarifiers to look a little bit more into this, but let's just get the general spread out first. What is the advice for my Cancers for their love life? For my single Cancerians, what is the advice? The Ten of Wands. So, I feel like either this influence over you is a heavy burden to you. It could be, I'm getting for at least one or two of you, it could be like you're taking care of your father or an elderly man who, has provided you with a lot of either financial or other type of stability in your life, and it is a burden and it kind of gets in the way of your love life. Could even be a mother as well, depending on your chart, but, some kind of boss, job obligation, career, burden. There's heavy burdens on you right now. Also could be for those of you that's not happening. Again, this is a general reading, so that's why I have to kind of give you different metaphors to help you to interpret the cards how they best relate to you. The advice this is the advice position. So some of you could be like, you had a lot of physical connections in the past that didn't work out for you, and they're kind of weighing you down, and it's time for you to release those. Maybe that's why you're not really open to starting any kind of physical passionate relationship, is because you're kind of, it's not even that you're holding on to it, it's just like it's sitting on you and you've got to release it. It's like it's a heavy energy here, but it's also 10 is of completion. So the advice is, once you release this, whatever's weighing you down, you're going to be able to catapult forward. Again, we're going to pull some clarifiers in a little bit. Let me just check the multi-stream and see if anybody's in here with me, has said hello. Of course, in the last reading, I didn't have it up yet. So the influence of others in your love life, Cancerians, at the present time. Justice. So there is some balance as far as the people around you. I feel like usually for you Cancers, you have a pretty close family, tight-knit circle. Four of Swords. So it could be that you're really taking a step back to evaluate the people around you. If you do have maybe friends or not family, but like, I don't know, if you're in just really focused on career, I feel like you're almost isolating yourself and not communicating with other people because you're trying to figure things out for yourself with the Four of Swords here, which may not be the best energy. So we're going to go ahead and clarify that in a moment as well. the environment and external obstacles for single Cancerians at this time. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So some of you could be having some financial issues. That's why you're so focused on career and work right now. Or it could be that, I get for at least one of you, there could be like I don't want to say that, how do I say this, like a sugar daddy or something like that, and you're worried like your heart's not really in it. It's sort of a toxic tie. Maybe there's like financial abuse, or you're stuck in some sort of financial arrangement. Could even be like some sort of alimony, maybe, where it's like if you move on and they find out you're dating, they may like cease to give you the kind of support. So with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, environment, I feel like for some of you, you're worried that if you get into a relationship, there could be a loss of support and resources, or even possibly that, you will lose your own footing and your own stability as far as your career and finances and resources. So it is definitely a matter of like material versus heart when it comes to your current situation. This is so different than the reading that I did for you guys the other day. So I had almost thought about, because I did have that one I almost thought about relaying that spread out, but we'll start fresh. So what is the current long-term outcome for my Cancers in regards to their love life, my single Cancers? Yeah, Ten of Swords here again. There's some stuff you guys need released, and you're right there. You're right on the precipice of getting rid of it, but it's just, you're not quite there yet. So hopefully we can help you get some movement. The Hermit in reverse. So the current long-term outcome is that you're going to be coming out of your shell. You're going to be figuring it out. The Sun in reverse. This is also telling me that although you can start today step by step to make the changes, you're not going to see any significant change through the end of September. This is Leo, this is Virgo. So this is the long-term outcome. Usually for me, that's a year or two, but when I have other cards telling me that it's sooner, it's saying it may not be a year or two, but it's definitely going to be past September that you're going to see some changes. So we're going to look into it a little more. And then we have the Ace of Swords and the Fool. So this is big new beginnings coming for you. I'm feeling like for most of you, the end of September. Now, if you're watching this at a later time, because it is a timeless tarot reading, then it's about 3 or 4 months out that you're going to start to see some big changes. But it's like the cog on the wheel. You can't, I can't remember exactly how the saying goes, but you got to change each spoke on the wheel to change the wheel. Man, I wish it does make sense, but I don't know exactly what it's in a larger reference to. So if you can't change the whole tire, you change it spoke by spoke, basically, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get into some clarifications. You know what? I was going to clarify with the Everyday Witch, but I think I'm going to use the traditional tarot. I just go to what I'm called to do. So that's what I was told right now. And let's see. What is this Five of Wands in the past influences? Give us a little more clarity for my single Cancers. Here's the Page of Swords. So some of you, you're still looking at the past, even though the conflict is over. It's resolved. You don't have to deal with it anymore. Your mind's still on it. You could be focusing on an ex as well. Five of Cups and upright. So yeah, some of you, you're so busy, especially I feel like with this Ten of Wands in the advice position, you're so busy looking at the past and what you've lost in the relationships. Cups is relationships and emotions that didn't work out, that you're not turning around and seeing this Two of Cups, which is the divine union. It's like the great partnership. So you're so focused on, I'm so relieved to be out of this conflict, from the past. I had some pretty terrible relationships or whatever, but I'm still grieving those. I do feel a strong sense of that. You're still very burdened by these things. So you're not seeing that within 3 to 4 months, you could have this huge Two of Cups union. So you need to start turning around and walking towards that. It's kind of what I was already saying. And it's like when you pass, you can only take the memories with you, but you're not, hopefully the way that I see it is once you pass, you're in this pure positive vibrational state. So these memories that you're holding on to aren't going with you either. You know what I mean? Eight of Swords, mental traps. You guys are really stuck in your head, a little bit hesitant. And again, having to release some of this weight on your shoulders. So give us a clarification as far as the present issue with the Devil and the King of Pentacles. Some Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Again, I feel like for some of you, this is sort of a again, the real theme of this reading is materialism versus emotion. So a lot of you feel like if you take your eyes away from, career, work, your own stability, what you've worked for, like even if, say, you're really established yourself, and you take on some new person, like especially if you're really, really established, you may have a fear that they could like literally drain you financially. Ace of Pentacles, you're just present time, you're either not having the finances and resources to really indulge in a relationship, or you have so many that you're afraid to like integrate your life with somebody else. Three of Swords in reverse with the future developments. So in the near future, Three of Swords in reverse, Three of Swords is kind of a scary and an intimidating card, but it's a lot to do with heartbreak, right? Or even betrayal or a third party. But in reverse, this means healing. So by not, for a lot of you, not indulging in physical relations, you're able to start healing from whatever it was in the past, this conflict. Some of you, I do sense it was a fire sign that kind of ran your heart over, but for a lot of you, it could have been a few people, like just nothing's really ever quite worked out for you. So you have to, the Three of Swords, I was seeing this, I think, in one of the either the Aries reading or the first time I did Cancer. It's also mental transmutation. So, you're releasing these old thoughts, these old beliefs to get to where you're going, which is to the Two of Cups, to the Ace of Swords, to the Fool. There's a fresh new start in love and a whole new journey that doesn't have to be repetitive of the past. Now, let me go ahead and clarify the advice position for the Ten of Wands. Why is the Ten of Wands advice for my single Cancerians here? Ace of Swords in reverse. Yes, exactly what I was saying. Until you release these burdens, these old conflicts. Now, I don't think you're actively engaging in them. I was feeling that a little bit with Saggy. Like they're still going back and forth with some brutal text messaging and stuff and trying to work stuff out, like conflict resolution. But for you guys, I just feel, it was that heavy burden before, just being entangled in such, these things that never were very fruitful, that until you release that though and go, okay, I'm starting a new fresh clean slate for myself, this Ace of Swords is in reverse. But like I said, you start that road 3 to 4 months down the road, and especially this is saying too, to take any offers, because of this heavy burden, until you release it, you can't really be open to this Ace of Swords that's coming into you. So that's the advice. Now, whatever kind of metaphysical exercises that you have to do, whether it's burn and release, journaling, morning pages where you just write 3 pages every morning, that is the most cathartic thing that you can ever do. Dream journaling, it can be really insightful and give you really subconscious changes that you don't realize. But doing the metaphysical work here to release these burdens is going to take you tenfold. Things are going to start to manifest. And if you want some help with that personally, or you want to work through a personal situation, you can go ahead and order a personal reading from me at psychicsgold.com. I'm Madeline, and I also want to tell you guys about, where is it? The Divine Timing Database, if I can find it again. Nope, I keep losing it. I don't know why it doesn't pop up. Yeah, anyway, if you go to divinetimingdatabase.org, the links below, you can submit and I can help match you with the right partner, someone that you have more emotional compatibility with. I do especially feel like if you were like a Cancer dating a fire sign, if their moon wasn't compatible with yours, it could have done a lot of damage to your heart. That's why we have the Three of Swords here in reverse and this healing. But you're doing the healing, you're doing the work. And for some of you, it may not be so heavy anymore. You may not feel it, but it is standing in your way a little bit here. So, influence of others, Four of Swords. I feel like you're just kind of trying to stay away from anyone's opinions, thoughts, just people are like saying things to you. You're just kind of like, leave me alone. Here we do have the Knight of Wands. So like I said, even though he's in reverse here in the future developments, I do feel like there is some temptation for you guys. Could be this ex that, but also I just feel like you would like to be close to someone and physical with them, but you kind of know the consequences of that. So you're not jumping into anything, but you definitely have some people throwing themselves at you. Influence of others, death in reverse. So I feel like you might have been going to your family and friends and other people for answers, and you just felt like you haven't really been getting anywhere for some of you. One more card, the sun in reverse. Yeah, the sun is the most positive card in the deck. So in reverse, that's in reverse twice here for you guys. Some of you could have like a Leo that's very influential in your life, and I wouldn't honestly recommend, like, if your mother or your brother or somebody's a Leo, I don't think listening to them is being as beneficial to you. I feel like that's very clear for someone. But also just other people, it's like Cancer, you do tend to be, unless you have some more isolated things in your chart, you do tend to be, very trusting and close knit, and value the opinions of your friends and family members. So I just feel like you're not going to get the answers there. You're going to have to do, just either change your beliefs, change your mind, like I said, through some of those metaphysical exercises, starting fresh, cutting everything old out, because you're not going to get the answers from the others. If anything, they're going to confuse you more. I don't even think they're going to confuse you. I think it's just frustrating because they don't have the answers, and generally the people that you love and care about do have a lot of direction for you in your life. So I think that's where you're feeling a little lost at the moment in your love life, because if you go to them and confide in them, they don't really know what to tell you, or they tell you stuff, but it's just not really seeming to help or get you anywhere. So the clarifying the environment with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So, this is good because this energy is present, these aces, but these are blockages in reverse. So you're right at the precipice of a new beginning, Ace of Wands, but you're not quite ready to possibly jump into anything physical. And I would also say with the Ten of Wands, if you are like kind of still seeing an ex that you had a lot of conflict with, because Wands is physical energy and physical passion, you need to cut the cord, because that's what's blocking you here. But because that's what's keeping this Ace of Wands and this Ace of Swords from coming in. Although I do feel like the Ace of Swords is eventually going to push through anyway. It's going to be huge. But yeah, just here, you're not really taking any action towards something new. You're not really open to investing much because you're feeling like you just have so much going on. You can't hear any sound? That's so weird, because it's saying... Huh. You can't hear me at all. You should be able to hear me this time. I know I usually mess it up, but this time it should be good. So I'm almost done, so we'll wrap it up, but let me type something to her. Okay, so Sarah, one of my subscribers, is saying that she can't hear any sound, but I have all the audio seems to be working well, but I am recording a backup, so worst comes to worst, I'll just upload this in the backup. I'm just going to finish up with Cancer, and then I'll definitely look into the audio. So if anybody else is in here and can hear me, please let me know. Because, yeah, I have messed things up before, but as far as I know, the audio should be working right now. There's some skipped frames, but yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so give us a clarifier on the current long-term outcome. The Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're walking away emotionally from things. You're going to walk away from this King of Pentacles, this heavy weight, this energy. Could also be just your own just obsession with work right now. You're going to start to release throughout the summer. There may be some loose ends that you have to tie up. I don't really see a whole lot, again, changing for you guys for the next 3 or 4 months. But just continue to move forward step by step. Hey, Miss Nini, can you hear me? Because Sarah's saying that she can't hear me, but I have all my audio set up. Yes, so the Lovers in reverse. So again, I don't see a lot of progress, like any specific situation. I feel you having to kind of cut the cords, basically, tie up loose ends, and then things are going to move very quickly in the next 3 to 4 months. So let's go ahead and pull one more card from the Lovers Oracle. I don't think Miss Nini can hear me either because she's not saying anything. Yeah. Oh, can you hear me, Miss Nini? Well, Pluto is very transformative, you know. Plus, he's in Cancer, Sun's 7th house, but each Cancer has a different ascendant. So that would actually be a little more relevant for Cancer ascendant, unless that's your ascendant too. But Pluto brings a lot of transformation and changes, but he can definitely pull you down in the trenches. I've had Pluto in my 4th house for the last, decade, and my living situations have been, oh, hold on, there's a loud truck, but, my living situations have been where I always get the ideal one. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Miss Nini. I always get the ideal one that I want, but there's always something, extremely wrong where I'm, constantly having to clean, constantly battling things, even as a renter that you wouldn't normally have to. So it can be very frustrating, I have to paint and change the floors, and stuff like that, where people are like, why are you doing that? You don't even own the place. So yeah, Pluto in the 7th house can definitely be a time of you meet a great your marriage partner, but then you two have to go through a ton of then you have to go through a ton of I know I've been trying to set up the messaging so that you guys can actually see each other chatting. See, it's supposed to be to the right over there, or yeah, but I couldn't quite get it together today. But little by little, you guys, and that's what I recommend for you guys, just next 3 or 4 months, just take it step by step, little by little, just start cutting cords, really, really evaluating past beliefs that you have. If you dated 5 people one way, yeah, so it's just was Pluto in your he was in your 6th house then, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and pull one more card from the Lover's Oracle for our Cancerian singles, just to, give some advice as we go out. These have been popping out really good for me today, but I'm just so glad you can hear me. And there's the, it should play in the playback, but that was Twitch also, so, oh no, that's YouTube. Okay. One more for my Cancerians, some more advice from the Lover's Oracle. Healing. What did I say? 3 of Swords in reverse. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Even those past ones, it reminds me of this law of attraction exercise I'll tell you guys before we go out. They say, law of attraction. I was talking about this in Sadji's video too. And some days I get on it and some days I'm not so much on the law of attraction thing, because after a while, you have to come up with, new avenues because you have to keep things fresh. But they say to write the positive aspects, like Miss Needy, if you're going through something with your home or something like that, you write down all the things you love about your home and you appreciate those things instead of worrying like, oh, like for me, like the floors are crap, or whatever, they're driving me nuts, instead of like focusing on what you don't have and all that. So when it comes to relationships and healing, another great exercise for you guys, and I know I threw a couple of them out there already, is to write the positive. They say like make a list of who you want, like make a list of all the criteria, which life never really happens like that. Make a list of the positive aspects of each person that you've ever been with, even if it, like, from the worst, most toxic ex that you ever had to the most loving, kind, unrequited one that got away. Take that, a handful of them or whatever ones come to your mind, one of them, two of them, 10 of them, and just write everything you can, positive aspects. Don't write pros and cons. Don't write, well, I liked that he was handsome, but I hated that he was cheap. Nothing like that. Just, he was handsome. He treated me well. He called me every day. Whatever the things were, because each of them is going to have some the same, some different. And just write that list down, and set it aside. If some of you don't want anyone to read it, you can burn it. And especially, I had done this for a cancer client the other day, Cancerian. I did her personal reading and she had like no fire in her chart. So I recommended that she, do the thing where you write down all your grievances and then burn them to get that fire element really strong and going and balance out her elements. So I would say, I wouldn't necessarily recommend to burn the positive aspects list, but say, you have roommates or family and you don't want them to see that you wrote about that toxic ex Joe from 10 years ago. You could go ahead and burn it and just release Joe, say, I let you go, I loose you to God or the divine or whatever you believe in, healing. So imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. That light could literally be that fire, and you releasing Joe and whatever, beliefs that he instilled in you that you've been carrying for years that you don't even remember that are in your subconscious. But I do feel like this is coming in for you guys whether you do the work or not. It's just, it's going to be a lot easier if you take this 3 or 4 months. And my younger clients, I say, oh, your Jupiter returns in 2 years. They say that's forever. Well, life is funny. That seems like forever till you're till you get older. But feel your relationship being healed this very moment. So, there's a lot of healing going on for you guys. I think there's a lot of big things in the works. I know I kind of was trying to use that wheel analogy, but it's like those little tiny things you're doing are going to add up to so much bigger. So don't get frustrated that you can't see it yet, because I do feel like there's this huge new beginning coming in for you guys after September, after Leo and Virgo season. And again, if you're watching this at some other time of the year, because it is timeless, it's going to be about 3 or 4 months out from when you're watching it. Oh, you have no earth in your chart, Miss Nini. Okay. Let me think if I can come up with anything off the top of my head to ground. Oh, grounding. Ground yourself. Go walk outside barefoot if you can. If you can't, get a grounding or an earthing blanket to ground yourself, Miss Nini. So also in the 7th house from all the problems of the planet. Yeah, I remember the big conjunction in Capricorn was insane. And, Capricorn's restrictive, heavy energy. So we were all weighed down, locked away, isolated, Saturn will force you to, the Hermit, you're kind of self-isolating. That's Virgo energy, that's Earth energy. But with Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, he's the most public figure. He's your PR, he's your reputation, and it's like, think of like those celebrities that like have all these do all these terrible things, but then they have like good bits after I go off. Thank you, Miss Nini. You're awesome. It's gonna make you reconnect. I just saw that. It like glitched. Well, I'm recording the whole thing, so worst comes to worst, you'll reconnect with me and I'll re-upload. I see now you're back. Okay. So, appreciation and love and alignment to that which is source is the ultimate giving back, so to speak. For in your pain or struggle, you have nothing to give back. See, that's pain and struggle here with the Ten of Wands. What you are living is always an exact replication of your vibrational patterns of thought, going back to being stuck in old loops. Great, I'm glad. Did you have to re-enter? Because I do have the patterns of thought. Nothing could be more fair than life as you are living it. For as you are thinking, you are vibrating, and as you are vibrating, you are attracting. And so you are always getting back the essence of what you are giving. And that can be consciously or subconsciously. So just clearing the space, clearing the energy, again, I see this, there's a lot of big new beginnings coming in, but I would say relax through the summer. Also do some journaling to try to evaluate, like, what are these old thought patterns? What are maybe beliefs that you picked up that you don't even realize? That's why I love the morning pages from the Artist Way, where you just wake up every day, write 3 pages. I tell this to a lot of my clients to do. Some of them do it, some of them don't, but it's clearing out those subconscious blocks. And a lot of times you don't even realize to the magnitude that it's doing it. So, yeah, I think that about covers it. I'll do Scorpio and Pisces next, unless you guys leave a comment later or something you want me to do yours. And I'm definitely going to get working on the Scorpio Sun, Sagittarius Sun, Aries Moon videos. I'm getting a little more settled in now, working at home again. So I'll probably take some clients for a bit today. If you want a personal reading with me, I'll be logged into the other platforms where I have regular clients, but I'll also be on psychicsgold.com, so that's where you can find me. I definitely recommend that you submit to the Divine Timing database. Miss Nini's in there. There's a few others in there now. We're trying to get more matches for them. So even if you personally aren't ready to submit to it or sign up for it, you can recommend it to friends and have them use your code if you sign up to the affiliate program. And if you have your own following, it's to match people with their proper counterparts, which sounds like, how would you know that? But I feel like for as many people that come to me that are matched with the wrong partners, that are going through divorce, and like I watched true crime, like when they kill the families, to avoid things like that, I do think it would be best to start at least from a place of astrological compatibility. And well, how do you find those people? Because their birth charts aren't just stamped, on their shirt when you walk down the street. Oh, by the way, I got some really cute merch I made, Divine Timing Database. If you go to rotation411.live or rotation411.com and click the merch menu, I made a Divine Timing Database shirt the other day. And so spread the word on that, because we could just help people. I genuinely believe that if they meet and they connect and their astrology is good, and they have no Mars squares, and they're gonna make it. But at the very least, like, I think for $10, you could be on Match.com paying $90 a month, dating a bunch of narcissists, because that's where narcissists love to fish or whatever. That's their grounds for searching. I found when I did the ad the other day that I actually had a lot of narcissists jumping on me like, oh, na 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 na, and I was like, oh, thank goodness you guys are gonna weed yourselves out, because you're not even gonna submit to it. So that's helpful. So hopefully we won't have too many game players in there. But yeah, I definitely divinetimingdatabase.org. I had the little photo up for you guys to show you it, but it disappeared. So I'll show you guys in the next video. But the links on Twitch, the links on rotation411.com, any of the stuff will lead you to the Divine Timing Database if you click around. So yeah, I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and light, and I look forward to seeing you again, Miss Nini, and thanks for joining us, Sarah. And let me just see if anybody, oh no, I'm in the multi-stream, so I don't have any new Twitch people in here this time, but we did have some this morning. So anyway, yeah, all right, love you guys.